Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 2 AC14. We would like to present about our cases that we choose, which is Toshiba Corporation Japan. So this is our group mate, which is Raja Arni Elisa binti Raja Jaafar, and me, Nur Maisara binti Muhammad Sofian, Nur Auni Atika binti Azhar, and Nur Adiana binti Muhammad Fazal. So next, we go to the introduction about accounting fraud.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Raja Ani Elisa binti Raja Jaafar. Accounting fraud does refer to manipulation of financial or accounting records deliberately with the aim of making the monetary condition or financial performance of an entity appear better than they really are. In today's economic environment, which is riddled with rising costs and uncertainties, the risk of increased fraud remains high. The risk of accounting fraud is always heightened when there is pressure on companies to meet certain objectives. When we are in a downward economy, there is always a heightened risk of fraud. Now we are not officially in a downward economy, but I think there is a lot of concerns about where the economy is going to go in the next few months, and so on. So that certainly increase the risk in terms of accounting fraud per se, said Annelise Dory, Senior Director, Editorial for Thomson Reuters. However, there are several types of accounting fraud that tend to be most prevalent. Embezzlement is probably the most common, also known as larceny, referring to the illegal utilization of finance by the person given the mandate of controlling them, such as an accounting using an organization's funds to fund personal needs. Another form of accounting fraud is internal theft, involving the theft of assets belonging to an entity by employees. It can be as simple as leaving with office supplies or taking away company products without permission or even paying for the goods. Another form of accounting fraud occurs once company workers take away funds from business receipts without actual recording of the revenue as required on the right accounting books. Each of these accounting crimes could take place anywhere, from large to medium and small business. To sum up, accounting fraud represents a deliberate and unethical manipulation of financial information to present a false image of an entity's financial health. This deceptive practice undermines the integrity of financial markets, erodes investor trust, and can have far-reaching consequences for companies and their stakeholders. Next, I am going to explain and relate the following term based on the Toshiba Corporation Japan. The first one is thrown at the top of Toshiba Corporation Japan. Originally founded as the Tokyo Shibaura Electric Company in 1939, the company has been creating a range of consumer and commercial goods ever since. On July 21, 2015, the company's liquidation was declared by CEO Hisao Tanaka, who resigned following an accounting scandal including the misrepresentation of 1.2 billion in operating earnings. This controversy involved an unethical practice of pre-booking future revenues. Direct evidence that resulted in the emergence of fraudulent accounting methods was discovered by investigators, and numerous Toshiba business divisions, including the visual products, PC and semiconductor units, show exaggerated profits. Because it deceived outside investors about the company profit and revenue, this behavior is viewed as unethical. Under Atsutoshi Nishida's guidance, this illegal activity started in 2008 during the global financial crisis, which significantly decreased Toshiba's profitability. Under Norio Sasaki's direction, this went on until Tanaka took over. Stakeholders of significance suffer tremendously because of this dishonest behavior. Large sums of money from outside investors were dumped into believing the business was expanding and making more money. But the truth was that the business was falling behind this scandal. As would emerge of the unethical accounting technique, Toshiba's shares dropped by 40%. Due to the incorrect information provided regarding the company, this resulted in losses for these investors as well as a waste of money. Next, asymmetry information. Asymmetry information is referred when one party in a transaction is in possession of more information than the other. It indicates that one party has more information than the other, leading the information imbalance. This indicates that in Toshiba Corporation situation, the board of directors and senior management are aware of the financial statements of the business as well as any other relevant information that the other party is not aware of. This happens as a result of the superior's curiosity about the company's profitability. Besides, the role and responsibility of board of directors. The boards of directors is responsible for governance, oversight and major decision making, representing the interests of shareholders or stakeholders. Because Toshiba Corporation was discovered to have misled by fraudulently claiming to have made more money than it had, it is evident that the board of directors did not do an adequate job of carrying out its duties in these circumstances. Consequently, Toshiba Corporation Board of Directors took a decision to leave their position as a result of errors committed. The Board of Directors ought to have stopped this from occurring by closely monitoring the business finances and making sure that all regulations were adhered to. Furthermore, human biasness and or personal interest. The theory of agency happens when a person has a personal interest in which all acts are opposed to the company's interest. Those in the highest position, like board members and chief executives, are usually in charge of carrying it out since they are responsible for making choices on behalf of the company. Consequently, they possess the authority to modify any transaction without the even though it is incorrect legally awareness of the opposing party. Last but not least, fiduciary duty of the board of directors. Toshiba Corporation's board of directors has a fiduciary duty to act in the best interest of the firm and its shareholders. This includes making decisions that are in the organization's best interest and acting with caution, dedication, and devotion. In response to criticism from shareholders and recommendations for reform, Toshiba has improved its governance practices, including the company has appointed extra independent directors and established a new committee to handle risk management and compliance.
Hi, I'm Nur Adriana binti Muhammad Fazal. Okay, today we delve into the Toshiba accounting scandals, a significant event that rocked the corporate world. Our focus is on how the fraud was perpetrated and concealed. In the middle of a controversy that suggests the corporation had falsified earnings by 1.2 billion since 2007, Toshiba President Hisao Tanaka as well as predecessors Atsutoshi Nishida and Norio Sasaki resigned on July 21st. One-third of reported profits during the global financial crisis was misrepresented. With a total value of 1.7 billion, this accounting disaster in the largest in Japan since the Olympus Corporation affair of 2011. It is overtaken by the Toshiba scandal, which revealed an incredible 1.2 billion in misrepresentation. Both the president and CEO at the time, Norio Sasaki, and the vice chairman at the time were aware of the overstatement of profit and the delay in reporting losses. Due to dishonest accounting method, Toshiba initial profit forecast was overstated by 3 times. Toshiba and shareholders filed damage claim against 15 executives, accusing the company of fraudulent activities. According to the accusation, between fiscal 2008 and fiscal 2014, profits were inflated by 224.8 million. The fraud comprised authoring buy-sell transaction in the personal computer industry and understanding loss provisions for infrastructure projects such as nuclear power station. Toshiba sold part at a premium and repurchased finished good. Toshiba used two different accounting techniques to manipulate its result, dealing the acknowledgement of losses under long-term contracts is the first. The second is using masking incorrectly to account for component transfer with contract manufacturers. To sum up, Toshiba accounting crisis exposed a convoluted network of dishonest practice that affect the company's stakeholders and executive. The dishonest tactics include buy-sell agreements and the manipulations of infrastructure project. Next, we discuss about who is the whistleblower. In 2015, someone blew the whistle on Toshiba. This person made a call to the Securities and Exchange Surveillance Commissions, revealing a big accounting problem. This cause set off a chain of events that exposed a 7-year deception by Toshiba top leaders. SESC inspectors visit Toshiba Tokyo headquarters. They discovered that Toshiba auditors Ernst and Young failed to identify the issues. The outcome was a huge fine of 2.1 billion yen charged against Ernst and Young by Japan's banking authority. They further state that Ernst and Young will not be accepting new clients for 3 months. The employees of Toshiba engaged in serious misconduct, including manipulating financial statements to claim higher income than was actually earned. This wasn't a little error, rather it was a significant issue that remained for a considerable amount of time, particularly during Mr. Nishida's position as CEO from 2005 to 2009. The former CEO, Mr. Nishida, learned in 2008 that Toshiba was expected to lose 118.4 billion because he found it too humiliating to acknowledge staff member fake a record to make Toshiba appear to have generated 500 million profit. Toshiba started taking issues seriously. To conduct the investigation, they assembled a group of accountants and solicitors. Under the directions of Koichi Ueda, they examined not only Toshiba but also divisions with the firm such as Westinghouse Electric. The inquiry spoke with around 200 Toshiba employees. There were inquiries about everything. They also investigate other areas of the corporation in addition to Toshiba. To put things right and learn everything there is to know about what went wrong is the aim. The Toshiba accounting scandal ultimately teach us a valuable lesson. It demonstrates how crucial honesty is for business. The revelations of the fact was made possible in large part by the whistleblower. As we take a lesson from Toshiba's tale, let us not lose sight of the significance of integrity and openness in businesses.
Next, I will explain about the pressures, opportunities, and rationalization of those perpetrating the fraud. The fraud triangle is a conceptual framework that is used to explain the factors that contribute to fraudulent behavior in individuals, which consists of 3 elements, which are pressure or incentives, next is opportunities, and lastly is attitudes or rationalization. Firstly is pressure or incentives. Pressure or incentives may be caused by people that is pressured or under pressure to commit fraud in one way or another. As for the Toshiba Corporation Japan case, it can be seen that some chief executive officer, CEO, puts pressure on the staff to manipulate their earnings in order to meet the desired profit margin. Due to the staff's perception that the company was profitable although their salary remained the same, financial malpractices were occurred. Next is opportunity. Opportunity is referred to the situations or assertions that enable fraud. When Toshiba Corporation adopted the policy that project initiators were not held accountable for financial fraud because they were fired as soon as the project observed and stated that new hires will be held accountable for any financial losses incurred under the previous project manager, the staff at Toshiba saw opportunities to manipulate and then choose to manipulate the company. This makes some employees believe that they will never be caught due to the company's weak internal control system. Lastly is attitudes or rationalization. Attitudes or rationalization is related with the psychological technique that someone utilizes to rationalize or justify fraudulent conduct. Regarding the Toshiba scandal, the employees are justified the fraud by pointing out that a few executives and punish them to inflate the company's expenses and losses in order to highlight the company's benefits. Even the staff personnel are excessive loyalty to their superiors and which force them to agree or give approval to and work together with the company senior executives to commit fraud. Now I will explain about the consequences or effects or penalty imposed to the auditors. Ernst & Young Shin Nihon are Toshiba Corporation's auditor, and both of them are being irresponsible and fraudulent. Fortunately, Ernst & Young Shin Nihon does not face any legal requirements that would force them to conduct fraud. It fails because the accounting and auditing standards utilized in Japan are inconsistent. Next is the consequences to the company. The removal of Toshiba Corporation from the stock index was disclosed. The effects due to the scandal is the share price then reached its lowest point. They lost a lot of investors and also had 102 million in net losses for the quarter, and their product sales indicate that its performance has been poor. Toshiba Corporation finds it difficult to make up for the loss and was completely destroyed in 2015 and was projected to lose 37.8 billion yen for the fiscal year that ends in March. Then, due to the scandal caused by the Toshiba Corporation Japan, Basics Management estimation, the divisional department needs to reorganize in order to improve the company's effectiveness and efficiency. Management and the board of directors must enhance corporate governance initiatives and internal controls in 2015. However, because of the controversy that erupted in late 2016 and early 2017, they are currently dealing with ethical issues within the company. Then, the shareholders. The investors' loss of confidence also has gotten worse. Not only need to face the loss of shares occurred, but they also had to deal with lawsuits and losses. There are also have few businesses that have set up files to Toshiba Corporation. Furthermore, Toshiba Corporation is facing legal action from 50 distinct shareholders, as well as lawsuits from 3 former CEOs and 2 former CFOs. Due to that, the company shares are dropped to the lowest stock, and stockholders were started to make claims for compensation. Lastly is the consequences or penalty caused by this scandal also has affected to other parties, which are perpetrators and employees. Toshiba has fired 7,800 workers in total. The employees are badly affected by the decision, which results in their loss of employment and income. And as for the perpetrators, both President Hisao Tanaka and the CEO of Toshiba has announced their resignations. The Toshiba scandal gained a lot of attention worldwide, and President Tanaka apologized publicly in front of the reporters and the media for the incident happened, as well as address any concerns that they may have had by answer the questions given to him. He also expressed regret to all of the company stakeholders and shareholders and agreed to assist with the investigation. A total of 26 persons were subject to disciplinary proceedings at the same time. However, the details of the penalties were not made publicly.
My name is Nur Maisara binti Muhammad Sofyan, and I would like to present about the conclusion of the cases. The 2015 Toshiba accounting scandal involved intentional earnings overstatement, truth, delay, loss recognition, and improper accounting. It caused extensive repercussions affecting shareholders, management, auditors, and the company. The whistleblowers' revelation led to executive resignation, impacting Toshiba auditor with penalties. The aftermath included layoffs, stock value decline, and lawsuits. The fraud triangle concept identified pressures, opportunities, and rationalizations behind the misconduct, emphasizing lax controls and justifications. Shareholders face significant losses, requiring management reforms and raising corporate governance concerns in Japan. So next is our opinion about this company fraud. The Toshiba accounting scandal shows the significance of strong internal controls, moral leadership, and the role auditors play in identifying and stopping fraud activity. It serves as a warning to business, emphasizing that in order to avoid severe repercussion and safeguard the interests of stakeholders, transparency, accountability, and a strong ethical culture should be prioritized. The incident also emphasizes the continued requirement for regularity, monitoring, and enforcement in order to guarantee the accuracy of financial reporting in the business sector. And the last but not least, which is what we have learned when completing this assignment, is we were able to gain an understanding of the complex details surrounding the Toshiba accounting scandal that occurred in 2015, including the fraud practice, consequence, and broader effect on multiple stakeholders. The importance of internal control, moral leadership, and auditor accountability in preserving an organization's financial integrity are among the most important lessons to be learned from this case. The incident emphasizes how crucial it is to have openness, responsibility, and a strong ethical culture in order to effectively prevent and deal with fraud activity. It also emphasizes how crucial it is to maintain ongoing regularity, enforcement, and oversight in order to guarantee accurate financial reporting in the business sector. The wisdom derived from the assignment is the enduring value of ethical behavior in business. It is crucial to continue to conduct financial business with honesty and integrity despite outside pressure or attractive opportunity. The Toshiba scandal is an important reminder that ethical failure can have far-reaching effects, impacting not just the company but also its reputation, shareholders, and staff. Prioritizing ethical behavior in the business sector promotes long-term sustainability, trust, and resilience, in addition to protecting against legal implication. So that's all from our group. Thank you.